Hello, Mike Bradley here. Hope you are doing well as always. So I was recently at Mr. Guitar himself, Andy Guitar's place, and we shot a few videos. And this video in particular you're about to watch is about songs that don't have guitar parts in them. What can you play over it if you want to have a jam or all that kind of stuff? And it's quite interesting, the beginning solo, what you're about to see, I didn't know the tape was rolling. And I'm so glad it was, because I was kind of in it. I was really feeling what we were playing. And a lot of times when you know that red light is on, you don't always play to your fullest. So hopefully you enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, subscribe.
Yeah, that
man. Quite cool, you know.
That's it. That's the video.
It's always the way you play well, and then you're like, "Oh shit!"
No, we're recording. We're good.
Oh, we're going?
Yeah.
So that's what I love. Don't tell me.
Absolutely. That's when he plays better. You see.
And I'll play better as soon as I know
that would have been lost otherwise.
There you go.
I love this one because I love doing particularly songs from the 80s because synthesizers became a thing, but great songs. How do we do songs that don't have any guitar playing in them on guitar? And you were like, this one basically.
Yeah.
So what the verse is kind of the main vamp is kind of two chords, isn't it? What is it? E flat. Straight away, E flat minor. You're like, oh, it's not a guitar key, is it?
Yeah.
To if we're thinking flats with D flat major. What's it go down to then? B a little bit?
The verse you're talking about, yeah? So the verse is,
da 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 do da da do.
And it's like a version. It's like an E flat but with a B in the bass. And then B flat, D flat.
I've got to mention the John Gone cover of this song because
his
acoustic guitar player did it back in the day. He did it. I think he says he used to do this because he does all tappy slappy.
Oh, he's phenomenal, yeah.
And then he's from Blackpool originally, so he'd do some gigs in Blackpool and then be playing to people that were like, play something we know, play, I don't know, play Wonderwall.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, I'm not going to play Wonderwall.
Do a bit of Chaka Khan.
And I worked out Chaka Khan, and it keeps the locals happy.
Right,
basically.
yeah.
But I was keeping the vamp going.
So you were doing the chorus, weren't you? So it's E flat minor, D flat, G sharp minor, B major.
Worked just as well on acoustic. In fact, I might.
Oh man, yeah, it sounds great on acoustic.
Keep it accessible.
Cut.
So we're in E flat minor. If bar chords are fine for you, that would be the way to go. But also looking at this, the first finger's acting like a capo there. So one other option if you wanted to just do open chords.
Nice.
So what's that? Capo 6th fret, A minor, G, D minor, F, and G again.
Yeah.
Again, I'm having to play it with a little bit of swagger.
That was quick thinking as well. Well done. That needs to be
That's
saluted.
my job, man. That's the bit I know. You know, this is, it's funky, man. It's funky as hell.
Man,
so there's no down, down, up and down on this one. It's like, what can we do?
Well, that's an important thing there about, you know, for any beginners watching. how important it is to try and keep that right wrist going all the time, even when you're not hitting the strings, because then you're kind of keeping that 1-E-ander, 2-E-ander, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, depends how you want to count it. But even when you're not hitting the strings, you're keeping that nice and loose, where then you're not thinking if you're doing a down or up, is it? You know, so then you can sound all funky like this. You know, look at this cat go. You know, it's like Johnny B. Good here.
But it isn't. It's not the.
Yeah.
It's not twiddly.
No.
It's the rhythm parts that it's the extra bits you can add if you're singing as well. And then you do some extra strums maybe in between. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So lots of options on the rhythm parts, but you do you really. You could even just do.
Folky kind
you
of
could
version.
do the Noel Gallagher acoustic version.
Yeah.
It is what you make it.
We interrupt your viewing pleasure with an important announcement to be made. In the description box below, there's 2 links. There's one to my newsletter, my mailing list, and another one to my Patreon page. My mailing list would be fantastic if you sign up to that, and that way I can interact with you properly, and you can interact with me properly as well if you so wish. And also, talking of interaction, my Patreon page is down below, and I want to be kind of doing some cool things more with that. And I very, very much appreciate the people who do support me on Patreon at the moment. So if you'd like to join me, hit the link below and you can find out about my Patreon and sign up to my newsletter as well. Anyway, on with the show.
What did you make of the lead though? How did you approach
playing
a solo over a non-guitar song?
Well, that's the thing. So A is a non-guitar song. Also, you're in E flat.
Yeah.
You know, so you could be a cheater and tune your guitar down to E flat,
which just would give you open strings.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, the lowest E flat note you can play is here and also here.
Yeah.
But other than that, it doesn't stop you doing anything.
No, and I know
means you can't use open
we
strings.
were talking earlier about early years and development of your playing, and I would seek out songs in or backing tracks in many different keys.
Yes, yeah.
Or for example, if I played along to Guns N' Roses and they're tuned to E flat, and a lot of times I'd have a Strat or a floating.
You didn't want to retune. I learned everything to fret down.
So
I didn't retune to play along to.
And then you would solo in A flat, or you're solo in G flat, or E flat, or D flat, and it gets you to know your neck.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't scare me when I think E flat. In fact, I like the.
But practically, there's a lot of stuff that's like E minor pentatonic, like shapes 3 and 4, that you're just on the dots for.
Sure, yeah.
You're literally just on the dots. So if you're in E flat, just go to the spaces in between.
Yeah. I mean, there's little cheats there. If you can see this minor shape for an E flat there, then around that you can think, well, there's shape 4.
Minor pentatonic.
All minor pentatonic, you know, and then you can hit those the minor notes which are in there, and then maybe bend a little semitone bend up there, you know. But so if I wanted, you could just do everything in shape 4. If you play those, the chorus for me. For shape 4 there, I did one little chromatic idea there, because it just sounds cool.
It does, yeah.
Head, you know,
it's always a safe way to add more notes, chromatic.
But there's my root note, you know, that's an E flat, which in the minor chord shape your pinky's on. So, or you could even spell out that arpeggio. It sounds really nice and musical, you know.
And we're not really, the chords change so fast, you're not thinking about the chord change, you're just soloing over.
Yeah, I am certainly listening to the chords a certain, you know, to be melodic with it. You know, if I was to really dive into it, like there, when you're on that C sharp, D flat, you could highlight that triad of it. and then you're back to your root note again. You know, so again, root notes, think of them like full stops. So when you're getting back to the E flat, I'm finishing on the E flat.
But the E flat key stops, you're going for open strings, really. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't get any open strings in there, you know, which is... but then again, it makes you play different, you know, because I think when we rely on licks all the time, you know, it's like, oh, no, I'm going to try and fit this lick in here instead of thinking, well, let me just play, see where it goes. And when it's like playing, you know, a different guitar. If you're used to playing a Strat and you pick up a Les Paul or Rickenbacker or whatever, or from electric to acoustic, it's going to make you play different. Your vibrato is going to be different. All these little things. So it's good to change it up to, you know, become a bit more of a Swiss Army knife of a guitar player.
It keeps it interesting for the player as well. It keeps it interesting for the person, for the learner. So yeah, that's a huge one. One for beginners, one for intermediates. Have a go with it. Let us know how you get on. It's a good one. I love that.